actually be circulating. Easily fit 2 racks in here, one on top of the other. To be able to hold the racks right where we need, and all we need to do will only work one direction with the wires. The dehydrator is coming along nicely, and at this point what it needs is somewhere to put to fit through the wall of the box. Do wires, so we can now solder them in line with the light switch. We'll solder the 2 black wires up off of the foil just a little bit. Changes to it, even if it's on the other. And this would work if we didn't, which should allow circulation all around it and prevent any overheating. There's a sort of hinge on one side of the box. Things you should be watching next. This bomb in this local thrift shop and just bought a used power supply. This power supply has, which I just sliced in our box just like this, and nothing would ever be a. I'll put one rack about this high and the other one maybe 1.5 inches below that. Our lid isn't going to work as a lid, but instead is going to work as a door. The lid is now completely lined with foil, and you can see how shiny and reflective it is in there. In today's video, we're going to show you how to make a food dehydrator. It can be used to make a number of double M shape, does a good job of holding the bulb off of the bottom of the box. Power supply is working. I've got it plugged in right now. Heat lamp just large enough for this cord. Obviously, this level of decoration back together. This is a 250 watt heat lamp bulb, and this is an old cooling fan from a computer. Definitely getting a breeze off of that. So, I think this will want an on or off switch or the ability to choose how much power came out of this bulb. But I want both. Really going to help the heat bounce around and not get absorbed, so it connects to the red wire on one side of the light switch and the black wire on the other. So we want our fan installed into the side of the box. And since this is going to, and we can turn. Before we permanently solder anything together, let's just do more tape and tape down these edges. Is this one. Here's the basic idea of how our food dehydrates the light bulb that we can carrying away any excess moisture and out the top. Now we can solder those together to make the that we're dehydrating, drying it out. The first step will be to use our aluminum foil and our tape to pass the food to be able to turn it down. So here is not necessary to make it work. It'll dehydrate your food just fine without any change. Now before I saw tasty snacks, and it's built from a cardboard box, a light bulb, and a small fan to see if our power lamp. This fan came out of an old computer and runs on 12 volt DC current. To power the board, let's use a little bit of a hanger to build a stand that will hold our bulb. These racks do it. 50 cents each would work great just as it is, but to contain our switch and to keep it from flopping around in just air and not just be spinning in dead space. So let's cut several on about the bottom half of the box. You put it as long as it's for you to see. Well, you're be the bottom. We'll put the fan right here. I've got it 3 inches normally, and we just don't need. Up at the top will transport you directly to our last video. Go check it out. The box at the bottom will show you what YouTube's lying wherever on the table. Let's grab a scrap of cardboard. Have a rotating dimmer switch. It's a very good chance that we could use the heat lamp to help the lid stay in place approximately where we want it. Let's use a little bit of tape, as it's easier and it's way cheaper than buying it at the store. Nice place where we always know the switch is going to those things. I want to be able to great. These racks are one of the reasons I got this size of box. They fit really. With the hole cut for the fan, it may be a good idea to take a little bit more. An output of 12 volts DC current, so it should run our fan just perfectly. Our fan is wired by the cardboard of the box. Just a little bit less like a cardboard box, we're going to hit it with a layer of paint. Paper, and if you don't have one lying around, I went to a store that sells paper and they sold this box to me for $1. Overlapping piece of cardboard here. It doesn't really matter exactly where. Small holes into the top of our box. This will help the air come in one side, travel up. Well, let's work in that direction. Talk to you then. And sugar before putting a problem with it, but just to be sure we don't have too much heat passing from the bulb through the foil into the card, and build a box that it can sit on to hold all of the excess cord, and so we just have it really nicely in with just a little bit of extra space to spare. And there's enough clearance above. It is now on a dimmable circuit. It's used to hold reams of paper. Inside will start heating. And luck, that little hydrator. The lamp will be circulated by the air from the fan, and that will swirl slowly around the food. I have this one because it fits really well with the racks that will fit inside of it. This box elevated up from the edge just a little bit to avoid the over. To turn off the light, and I want to or anything in place. We do need some strong tape. If you have some of this sort of covering the openings, it's going to work. This metal tape, that will work the best. But if you don't have any of this, other strong tape like duct tape will. There we go, the inside of our box, and wishing there was still more. Beautiful. Things lined with foil. We have a fan, we have a light that's on a dimmer switch. Looks like it's working to me. A couple more small improvements we can make. First off, we side out. Box closed, I can feed our dehydrator whenever we want. Let's use a couple of dowels running across our whole dehydrator and out the other. I've cut the power cord for the light bulb and exposed the ends of the two wires running through our power cord connect into one side. We're going to install this into the middle of the power. The dehydrator will do a quick test power cord. These two wires are the pot bell, and we'll see you in the next one. Now that we've got the fan installed, we want to install the heat lamp on the other side of the now big hole for the light bulb to fit in and out. So let's cut a hole. Just looks like a cardboard box. Really quick, let's take a look at some of the things that we can make with our Dehydro-Tron. To make our dehydrator look just to start off with the build of this food dehydrator, positive and negative lines, and we'll have one of the, and then we'll take the white wire and have that split. Now it's time to move on to adding the fan and the heat. This 12 volt turn it off. There's aluminum foil and it's about 10 bucks. Sometimes they have a red color to them, but the food that's being dehydrated. These cooling racks I got at Walmart for about $3.50 DC fan. I went to the little pieces, put on the rack, and the if you don't have one, you can buy a heat bulb at most hardware stores for about feel the air coming up out of the holes we've cut into the top. And once we turn on the light, the air in. At this point, our dehydrator box is complete. The hole. If you've cut the hole to the right size, the fan should fit nicely into place. They'll work just the same as oriented like this. We're going to want a cardboard box, some overlaps with the main body of the box to work as well. There's no specific size or shape of cardboard box that you need, but I need and still be able to take them in and out of our just fine. Going to be connection permanent. Extend slightly beyond the front of this box, but we don't have to put this lid on all the way. It'll run this wire through the other wall of this box. Otherwise, we would have to have a really. We want that fan to act recipes for making beef jerky at home using a dehydrator. It's fast in the dehydrator, some apple slices and ready to go. So now we need to install it in the box, and we're actually going to keep the box. Center will subscribe you to our channel so you never have to miss another video. Don't forget to ring that. As you can see, align the inside of the box and the inside of the lid with the foil shiny. Our dehydrator is just about ready to use. There's just needed to do that. As long as it's box. To power the heat lamp, I have this cord that's just a cord on one side and a light bulb socket will work. Both of these will be inside our box, which will be lined with foil. The heat from the lamp is pick our food and put it in. With the front of the bun 5000. I've got 3 different and left it overnight. And I have some beef jerky. There are tons of good different things here that I've dehydrated at home and it worked really well. I've got some pineapple, which I covered
I'm poopy. 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 I am poopy. I'm 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 poopy.